Okay. Excuse me. Oh. Looks like we're working to me, or as best as we can. I've been super sick the last couple days, apparently out of nowhere. It hit me Thursday, and that Thursday night. I had a fever Thursday and Friday. And some in the morning on Saturday. So thankfully the fever's gone now, but everything else is not cleared up. So we're gonna see how long we can go for today. I defos don't have the energy to play a game of Dead Man's Hand, though I really want to, because it's a very fun game. Super excited to play more, but I definitely don't have the energy to. Hello! Yep, gonna open some Sorcerer Kings. So, yeah, so we're gonna open some Sorcerer Kings, and if I can keep up the energy to keep streaming, we will build some too. And spoiler alert, I actually already built some. But we'll see that in a sec, so. Put together my limit. Oh, that's cool. Is that the lady with the knife? Right? That's a really cool model. It's really, really cool. Hello. So, what do we have here? So this is the First Blood starter set for Conquest. All these models also will carry over into the larger rank and flank army style game. Oh, it's double wands. Okay, yeah, it kind of looked like a knife in the pictures. But they're primarily intended for the skirmish game, which is really fun. But it's nice they carry over between the two. So you're gonna get 18 guys in here, and this is everybody you're gonna get. So you're gonna get 8 of these dudes with maces and shields. You're gonna get 8 of these guys that are lighting themselves on fire. These are called goals. You're gonna get a boss, and you're gonna get a big fire genie, which is pretty darn dope. So these guys, they're fire spirits that are bound to existence or something like that, bound to a slave, so as they cast their fire, their body burns away, essentially. It's pretty cool. But the Sorcerer Kings are really cool. They have a really good flavor to them. That's sort of Indian and Middle Eastern, Lawrence of Arabia, Alibaba kind of thing, which is really cool because it's that's something you just don't see very often. Sorry, side effect of being sick. I'm gonna have to mute every now and then. But yeah, it's a theme you just don't see very often, which is really cool. Getting to see some kind of more Indian inspired stuff is really, really neat. So a lot of the units are genies, and there's a big fire cat or Akasha, and all kinds of spirits and stuff. It's really cool. Really just novel, unique theme. So it's pretty cool. So usually for these unboxings, I actually take the wrapper off, right? I still haven't opened this one yet. You can still see it's got the plastic on it. This one I actually opened up early because technically you're getting 2 sets of each one of the miniatures in here. So it means that I could actually go ahead, build one of the sprues, and then still have a sprue to show you. So I went ahead and did that so that we would have something to look at, which is pretty cool. So, plus, to be completely honest, I've been hiding in my craft room because I don't want to get my husband sick. So I've been doing like just shit tons of hobby. I got my entire Old Dominion starter box done this weekend because of it. So yeah, I've been doing tons of hobby. But anyway, so let's look back at what we got. So these are the. Let me pull up the paperwork so I can actually give you the correct names. Okay. So these are the Raja Kerr. They are the melee, like line infantry guys. So you're going to get a whole bunch of different maces on here, which is pretty cool. You're going to end up getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different maces for 4 different models, which means each model is going to get 2 maces, and you're going to have 1 for the commander. You're going to get 1 banner, which, by the way, is fancy AF. Look at that thing. That's so freaking cool. Look at all the detail on it. Like, it's so good. The detail is so nice. Look at, like, oh, it's so good. You can see it on, like, all their chainmail, right? It's like, this guy's got, like, all these different textures on his clothes. Or even, like, look at these shields. Like, oh my god. Look how great that is. It's all this, like, really fancy metal filigree. So good. But yeah, so you're going to get 5 shields, and you're going to get 9 hammers, and then you're also going to get 9 heads. So you're going to have 2 heads for each body, 2 weapons for each body, and then a commander option. Is how this sprue is going to break down. Now, the heads on here are totally swappable between all of the models, at least for everyone that I tried. However, the arms are model specific. But you're going to get 2 mace arms for each body. So you're going to have some variation in there, and then you can always swap the heads entirely. But it's not going to be like on these guys, right, where you could basically swap every arm on and off, right? These are the Morai, and you can basically mix and match any arm you want. It's not going to be like that. You're going to have arm options. It does mean that for every model, you're going to essentially have 2 different variations? Yeah, you're going to have essentially 2 different variations. So you're looking at 8 for the entire sprue. And then if you take into account every shield option. So yeah, there's a lot of options on here if you end up adding them all up. So you're looking at 8 times 4 times 9 for all the heads. So lots of options in the individual, but no like massive like ability to super like mix and match. You know, like with the like with these guys, right? With the Satanoi, you could switch any arm in and out and every head. You can't do that here, unfortunately. However, they make some really cool looking dudes, and they end up with some really pretty boss poses. So since I get 2 sprues of them in this box, I went ahead and built one of the sprues. You can just see how freaking cool they are. Right? And the fact that they essentially are fixed pieces does mean you're not going to make any really wonky kind of poses. You're going to get really cool poses for each one, which is nice. So they're all there with their shields and their maces, like holding the line. It's pretty cool. And then we got this guy here. So yeah, they're awesome. But so you're gonna get 8 total of them on 2 sprues like this. We'll get to that in a second. So these are the leftover bits for the guys that I built. So you can see I didn't build a banner guy, and then there's the alternate heads and weapons and stuff. So all right, next up we've got this sprue. So this is the ghoul sprue. This is for like kind of slave-like guys that are essentially like immolating and burning from like the inside, because they're essentially like bound fire spirits that are like consuming themselves by using their fire. It's pretty fucking metal, to be honest. They're really cool. So they're all kind of like burning and lighting themselves on fire and stuff. It's pretty cool. They're really neat. A lot of them have like fire beards, which is super dope. But you're going to get 4 of them on here. These guys all have 2 variations similar to these guys. So you're going to get 2 different right arms, 2 different left arms, 2 different heads for every model plus a commander. So that means technically every model has 8 variations plus the commander. Now, it would take an extremely tiny bit of work to make all of these interchangeable with each other. So if you have like a trillion of these ghouls, it would be very easy to make like custom ones. Very, very easy. Because the parts all almost fit together. So it would not be bad to do if that was something you wanted to do. But you can see it's really cool, right? Like they got some fire here, right? Here's a dude who's like the whole back of his head's burning, right? This body here that looks like tabs, that's because there's actually a big freaking hole in the middle. Right, this guy's hair is all fire. Like, they're really, really super cool sprues. So, after I built mine, this was my leftover pieces. So you're going to get some leftover arms and bits and heads and stuff. And this is what they look like. So here's that guy that I mentioned that had the big hole in him. Right? He's like walking forward. And like his whole center's like just become fire. Right? There's actually a little fire detail in there, so it's going to be really cool to paint. Because he's just like burned through the middle. And then we got this guy here. He's got this big like piece of fire going down his middle. He's got his whole left arm's just immolated. It's really cool. The ghouls are great. Built 24 of them so far. Nice. Yeah, they're really, really cool models. I absolutely love them. I cannot wait to get them painted up. They're going to be really fun to do all like the fire on them, from like the bare skin becoming fire. It's just going to be really cool. And then this is this guy here. You can see his chest is like starting to become fire. It's like starting to catch on fire. So yeah, they're really cool models. And you're gonna get 8 of them, the same way you get 8 of the other guys. So, the commander in here, I actually pulled out because I had him washing all night long. Is this dude here. So all I've done to this guy so far is put him into a wash in my sink. So you can still see he's got a little bit of flashing there. You can see how easy that just like comes right off, right? Like it's like not even paper thick, right? You just look at it and it falls off. Yeah, I see this bit here on the shoulder. Boop, gone. Right. So he's super cool. So he's gonna have a sword arm here, and then he's gonna have like a fire casty arm. So again, gonna be a really neat model. He's got this big turban and like a chainmail. I guess veil is the correct term. I guess it's like a veil. It's like a veil chainmail coif thing, but super fun. And all of the Parabellum resins are really nice. They're all like mega detailed, as you can see, and they all paint up really good. I've never really had any trouble with them. Everything fits really well, all that kind of stuff. Now, the last model you get in the box is going to be this. This is one of the big genies. So, this guy's like made from a fire from like the waist down, and like waist up he's like a genie dude. Super fun. You can see like his sash here becoming the fire with the medallions on it. You can see the little bits of intricacy like on his robe there. Right here you can see it. It's really good. And now you're going to get two options for this guy. You're going to get two different heads for him. And then you're going to have the option of having him be double swords or double fire. So you can either be casting fire with these bits or have two swords. I mean, I guess you could mix and match them, but that's not the intended build. But I mean, I guess you could do that if you really wanted. But yeah, so this guy normally comes as a set of 3, sort of like the Minotaur or this thing from the Spires box. They usually come as a set of 3. So it's cool to get like one standalone brute like this, and then if you end up picking up another box, you can essentially mix and match because you'll have options. So it's pretty cool. And he's just a freaking awesome model. Really cool, like fire djinn thing, which is pretty dope. We do get printed out instructions, which is really nice. They give you all of your builds, all of your instructions, so you don't have to go look them up online like you used to have to with Parabellum, which is really cool. And then you are going to get, we'll look at this last because that's really neat. You're going to get a quick start guide for First Blood, like you've got it in every one of these boxes. And this just runs you through the basic rules. It gives you a spot to download the app. And it runs you through like the basics of how to play First Blood. First Blood's a really fun, kind of snappy skirmish game. It's also a pretty big skirmish game, to be honest, because you can use like the biggest units and stuff in it, which is really cool. It's just really, really cool. And the rules are really nice. It uses the really cool initiative system that Conquest First Army of Kings uses. You kind of make a deck, and that determines your initiative. So as you draw cards, that's what you activate. It's pretty neat. And then you got all the QR codes if you want to download the app or read about stuff or download scenarios. Super dope, and all this stuff's free. Their Discord's pretty cool too. People post pictures of minis and stuff on there. Yeah. All right, this is. Let's look at the initiative cards, so you can see the cool ass art on them. So these are the initiative cards, and you're going to get one for each type. So this is the two options. You can either have the sword genie or the fire genie. And then if you want that model's rolls, if you scan the QR code, it's just going to take you to it. There's the ghoul. There's the Raja Kur and the Raj. Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool as shit. I didn't know these were in here. I didn't open the pack of initiative cards. These are spell cards. So normally you only get these in like the fancy spell pack. So that's really cool. Yeah, so these are the different stuff your genie guy can cast, or your Raj can cast. Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know those were in there. That's actually awesome that they included that. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's super cool. Nice. I didn't think they used to put those into First Blood packs, so that's really cool. And then we have a whole bunch of the bases, just to show how cool these are. So you have the big movement tray for Last Argument of Kings. Then you have the individual bases. And then there's a magnet slot there and a magnet slot there. So you can actually magnetize them in really easy. Just like that. See? It's pretty cool. Now you're not going to use the square bases for Last Argument of Kings. I mean, you're not going to use the square bases for First Blood. But they're still neat to have in case you want to play the bigger game. I'm going to be super honest. I don't think I'm mega interested in the bigger game these days. Just because I don't know. I'm not really into big games anymore. I kind of just really want to play skirmish games. But yeah, they're pretty cool. This is the base for the genie. So, yeah. And last but not least, this really cool book. Ugh. This is the Sorcerer King's like next steps booklet. And it kind of shows you some other like directions you can take your force and your army. And it's super cool. So you can get like a whole bunch more spellcaster, flamecaster guys. You can get the big flame tiger. I really want the flame tiger. You can get a bunch of these like wind ladies, different leaders you could take, right? So this is a skirmish game, but that's a freaking big force, right? That's 12, 13, 14, 15 models, but one of them is giant, right? And one of them is like a fairly big unit. This is 6 really big units, right? This is 3 big units and a massive unit. Like, these are big forces for a skirmish game, which is pretty cool. Planning on getting the Mahout. Oh, do they have a picture of the Mahout anywhere in here? So, for folks that don't know, the Mahout is a big elephant, like, shrine thing. It's a pretty cool model. I'm not planning on getting one right now. I'm definitely planning on getting the Flame Tiger, though. So, yeah. Parabellum sent me, like, 15% off coupon. And to be totally honest, I'm going to use it on a Flame Tiger. So, yeah, I'm going to use it on the Flame Tiger, because I really like the Flame Tiger. He's super cool. The Mahout's cool, too, but you can't buy everything right away. You know what I mean? You got to kind of... I don't know. You gotta take your steps, you know? If you buy everything, it just sits there. It's more fun to buy a couple things, build them, paint them, you know? That's really what makes these starter First Blood boxes so good. You get this really nice, like, taste of different units. Like, this is the Spires one. This is the one I haven't opened yet, right? And you've got one kind of unit, 2 kinds of units, 2 boss characters, a big brute character, and then another unit, right? So you really get a really good, like, taster of what's in the army. It's pretty cool. Like, I know I showed them off earlier, but this weekend, since I've basically done nothing because I've just been sick AF, you know, I painted up my, what are these called? Old Dominion. So these are, like, zombie Persian Roman guys. I got them all painted up, and they were just a wonderful, nice hobby. You know, every unit was like 4 to 6 guys. I got to paint a big monster. I got to paint a boss. Just wonderful, wonderful hobby. As like a project to spend like a couple of weeks on and wind up with a really nice looking, cool force of great minis. I can't recommend these boxes enough. Like, they're just fantastic for that. So this one's going to be the same way, to be honest. I'm super looking forward to it, right? Like, my mind's kind of already running on what I want the color schemes to be, right? They're going to be like a turquoise. I'm going to do like orange fire. I'm super excited for that, right? Even because I bought so many of the freaking First Blood boxes. Even the you also see my really bad priming job. The city-state guys, right? Like, I'm super hyped to paint this dude up. Because I'm going to give him, like, white marble armor. And, yeah, I can't wait. It's super cool. But, But anyway, let's go on and build the Flame Genie. And then I'm probably going to call it there. But I still want to build something, right? Even though I'm sick, I'm still going to try to get a little bit more stream in, you know? Yeah. Alright. So let's build a Flame Genie. Okay. So, I'll be totally honest. We don't need instructions for this. Like, you might look at this and be like, oh, the parts are so cut up. They're really not. All the slices and stuff, they all just make sense. Right? So as long as there's not, like, specific parts for a specific model, you don't have to, like, worry about not knowing what to do. Everything just makes sense. Actually, let me show you something. Because I mentioned specific parts for a specific model. Because I said that the ghouls and stuff have specific arms and all. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. Because it's going to be hard to see there on the camera. We'll look at it on these guys. Do you see the little numbers there in the back of the head? That corresponds to a different piece of the head. Right? So all those pieces are actually like numbered back and forth, and all the body pieces are numbered. So like A goes to A, D goes to D, C goes to C. So even though there's custom pieces in there, you actually don't need the instructions to build them. It's pretty cool. And to be completely honest, it's a far cry from other companies. I built a thing for Necromunda recently, and oh my god, I wanted to fucking shoot myself. It was such a nightmare. It was such a fucking nightmare. Just all these tiny little bits and bobs and stuff, and like none of it was intuitive. Oh my, it was terrible. But anyway, let's focus on the good. So the world is a bad enough place, so we don't need more bad in it. Okay. Yeah, I got some bits to clean up here. But nice and easy. I'm gonna dry fit and just make sure that everything's good. Right? Just because you always want to dry fit your minis. Okay. The nice thing about these minis too is you can really tell when they're like supposed to be together, because they kind of like click and fit. They're like sliced in a way to where the pieces kind of like naturally clamshell together, and it's really nice. Bonk. There he goes, and then we'll figure out what to do with all this. This looks like some fiery nonsense down here. I think we're on to it. Yeah, that looks right to me. Yep, see? You got a little nub that's getting in the way. Like all these models, you know when they like are fitting right. See? There we go. Now it feels like it's sitting right. Right? It's because we had that little nub in the way. Oh, look, see, there's another one. That's why the top wasn't sitting right. Yeah, they're just so good to build. Really, really nice models. So I'm really looking forward to getting to play more Conquest. I played it about a year ago with a couple of friends, and then they kind of got out of it. And I just really want to get back into it again, you know? I really enjoyed it. It was a fun game. The models are cool. They're bigger models, which is nice. I'm going to keep playing stuff like Dead Man's Hand and Frostgraven stuff on the channel, right? Because I think those are really fun games for like the campaign stuff on the channel. Maybe we'll try to get some... Maybe I'll try to figure out a single player way to play this as well. Because the initiative system in this... Alright, go away for a sec. The initiative system in this does make single player a little harder. I don't think it makes it impossible. I think I'm just going to have to get a little creative and really think about it. But I don't think it makes it impossible. So we'll have to see what we can do. Because this is a very fun game. I would like to play it on the channel. So there we go. See, it all just like slides right together. There we go. This is big old fiery junk. And that's going to go here. So we'll glue them down. Bloop. Just like that. And while we wait for that to set, we'll clip out the rest of the pieces. So let's see what we got. I'm gonna be super honest. Talking, this is the most I've talked in like probably 3 days. To be honest, because my throat's been so screwed up. I don't think it's necessarily bad, but I am definitely running out of steam. I can feel it. To be honest, I thought I was kind of doing a little bit better than this, but it's okay. It's okay. We're doing our best every day. That's all we can ever do. That's all we can ever do is our best. Alright, that's an empty runner. Okay. Let's put the top one now. Let's see, this should just... Yeah, just sits right on there like that. Nice, okay. Well, let's glue them up. Yeah, that's super freaking cool. Look at how cool that is. Whoosh. As you can see, it's got like this like cool it's got this like cool kind of sense of motion to it. Almost like he's got like fire legs running in there. That's super cool. It's like he's like taking a step in the fire. That's super cool. So we can either give him fire flamey fists like that one, or we can give him swordy McSword swords like that. That's how one sword looks, and this is how the other sword looks. And this is how the other fire looks. And we've got two choices of heads. We've got this one here, which has like a fancier turban and a Fu Manchu. And that's what she looked like on. And we've got this one, which has a simpler turban, and just like a beard. I think I like that turban better. I think the other turban's a little too fancy for me. So I think we'll do these. And then, let's see. Do we want firearms or stabby arms? So So we're going to have 8 of these guys here. And then we're going to have 8 of these, like, melee guys. So really our force is kind of split half and half. So, you know, I think we'll probably do a melee guy. Partly because I think these swords will be fun to paint if I paint them in, like, gold. I think that's a cool idea. So I think we'll do a melee guy. Soup. I mean, you could magnetize these arms, but I don't know. It's a little much in my opinion. Could have them be half and half. Though the instructions would be angry at me because you're supposed to build one or the other. But you could do half and half nice and easy. Yeah, I think the double swords is cooler, to be honest. Shung, shung. Do I want the swords? Sitting here debating the firearms now. Yeah, we'll do the swords. The swords are cool. Yep. So there's our genie boy. All done up. Nice and easy. You can see how quickly they go together and how nice the end model is. Right? We built it without instructions entirely. Just nice and easy parts going together. I'm going to toss those in the box. And yeah, there he is. Ugh, my throat's getting a little rough though, so I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Thank you guys for watching me unbox and build the Sorcerer King box. I'll definitely be doing more stuff with Conquest. I mean, I've got this box to unbox and build still, and I am 100% going to buy that Fire Kitty. So I'll get to build that on the channel too. So yeah, pretty cool. But it's a really good box. I really cannot recommend these First Blood starter boxes enough. Right, you're gonna get double this number of guys, plus the boss here. I mean, that's pretty awesome. But yeah, my throat's getting a little rough, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it there. Thank you guys for coming and watching. I'm trying not to cough really hard, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Have a good one, guys, and I'll do more Conquest stuff soon. Next weekend I'll try to play Dead Man's Hand again. But yeah. Anyway, have a good one.